God bless you all. I'm learning English and other accents. I'm very excited about learning new stuff here. The sweet tea, the barbecue. Wow.
Barbecue.
Beautiful. Thank you for having me here this morning. Let's pray for God to speak to us this morning with the Bible. Don't pay attention to my accent because I know it will be hard for you to understand, but the Holy Spirit will. Let's pray for God to talk to you, to speak to you. Father, thank you for the privilege to be here this morning with this beautiful church, God, that you, in your heart, you disposed to partner with us in Toronto to plant not only your church, but your kingdom. Thank you because all these people, they are open to, not to be there physically, but helping there like if they were there, Lord. Thank you for them. And thank you also for the people that are coming, that I believe they were going to come every year to help us and to see what God is doing down there. Thank you, Lord. Help us to understand your world, Lord, and use me. If you don't use me, I don't want to be here, Lord, preaching. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen. When we are counseling families, we often hear the following phrases. My husband does not change, and he is setting a bad example to my children. It's the end. I am done with this situation. By the way, you are the fifth counselor that we visit, and I don't believe that it will going to work anyway. I don't get the idea of living all my life unhappy. I tried everything, and I don't see any solution. I don't know what to do. Have you been there? I don't know what to do with this situation that I'm facing now. However, circumstances itself requires that we do something. We have to do something. It's not only that the circumstances are there and we're going to just stop and freeze and not doing something. We have to do something. And that's the reason of this message today. The title is, What to Do When I Don't Know What to Do. What to do when I don't know what to do. How many of us have been in that same situation for a moment? I've been there. No one moment, no. Many moments. I have no clue. I have no idea. I'm in trouble, but I need to do something. Now, if you haven't had those moments, congratulations. But at the end of the service, I need to talk to you for you to give me the secret. One more time. What to do when I don't know what to do. In the passage that we're going to read today, there are two stories and are interconnected in a very particular way. These two people who came to Christ to talk about their circumstances have nothing in common except because both are hopeless. I've been hopeless many times. I don't know what to do. These two people came to Christ. As human beings, we differ in economic status, culture, education, but there is something that meets us at the foot of the cross, regardless of the group to which you belong, and that is pain and suffering. You can be rich, you can be poor. When it comes to pain and suffering, we're going to meet there. Can you open your Bible and read with me Mark 5:21 to 36? This version that I'm reading is the New International Version. If you see some difference, I'm sorry about that. But in English, that's the one that I better understand. When Jesus had again crossed over by boat to the other side of the lake, a large crowd gathered around him while he was by the lake. One of the synagogue leaders named Jairus came, and when he saw Jesus, he fell at his feet. He fell at his feet. He pleaded earnestly with him, "My little daughter is dying. Please come and put your hands on her so that she will be healed and live." So Jesus went with him. A large crowd followed and pressed around him, and a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years. She had suffered a great deal under the care of many doctors and had spent all she had. Yet, instead of getting better, she grew worse. When she heard about Jesus, she came up behind him and in the crowd and touched his clothes, because she thought, if I just touch his clothes, I will be healed. Immediately, her bleeding stopped, and she felt in her body that she was free from her suffering. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? At once, Jesus realized that power had gone out from him. He turned around in the crowd and asked, "Who touched my clothes?" You see the people crowding against you. His disciples answered, and yet you ask, "Who touched me?" But Jesus kept looking around to see who had done it. Then the woman, knowing what happened to her, came and fell at his feet, and trembling with fear, told him the whole truth. He said to her, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be free from your suffering." While Jesus was still speaking, some people came from the house of Jairus, the synagogue leader. "Your daughter is dead," they said. "Why bother the teacher anymore?" Overhearing what they said, Jesus told him, "Don't be afraid. Just what? Believe." That's a very important word. He did not let anyone follow him except Peter, James, and John, the brother of James. When they came to the home of the synagogue leader, Jesus saw a commotion with people crying and wailing loudly. He went in and said to them, "Why all this commotion and wailing? The child is not dead, but asleep." But they laughed at him. At times, we laugh to his promise. After he put them all out, he took the child's father and mother and the disciples who were with him and went in where the child was. He took her by the hand and said to her, "Talitha cum." I don't know how to do it in English, but which means, "Little girl, I say to you, what? Get." Immediately, the girl stood up and began to walk around. She was 12 years old. At this they were completely astonished. He gave strict orders not to let anyone know about this, and told them to give her something to eat. Well, I want you to pay attention to a couple of notes that I learned from this passage. The first one, Jairus' daughter was 12 years old. The woman who approached Jesus was sick for 12 years. It means that at the moment, this woman started bleeding the same year that the girl was born. Imagine you bleeding for 12 years and no solution to your problem. Jairus did not know what to do when the girl was dying. Jairus did not know what to do when the girl was dying. The bleeding woman also did not know what to do with her illness. She had consulted and spent her money, and no one had been able to help her in 12 years. Imagine you going many doctors, spending a lot of money to get poor, trying to do something with your health, and you don't get better. No money, no doctor, no healing. Both of them, and at times we do the same. Both of them came to Jesus as the last option. How many times we've been in our life with problems, and the last option is Jesus. The last option is to pray. We better go to a friend at times than go to bend our knees in prayer. And at times we have a lot of gossip because when we don't know what to do, we start doing whatever we want, and then all the people start talking about our problems and nothing happened because we don't go to the right place, and the last option is Jesus. Asking Him, God, how I can fix this problem. What you are trying to teach me today. Who do you want to send to help me, Lord? The last option at times is our Master, our Lord. What if we can do the opposite and He will become the first option when we have a problem? Jairus' daughter was going to die, which in fact died. The bleeding woman was also going to die with that disease. Imagine. She doesn't know what to do because she was almost dying as well. She was in trouble. Now we have these two people with totally different backgrounds. Before, Jesus. It doesn't matter in this situation if you have money or not, because if you don't find a doctor, you can't use your money. And if you are already poor, it doesn't matter because whatever, you can't go to a doctor. And then this position is no way, baby. There is nothing to do. And they start saying, maybe this guy called, how do you call him? Jesus. I heard that he's a healer. Okay. How many times we've been in that situation? Oh, we've been in church for 20 years, but maybe Jesus, maybe. Come on. The man is imagine this contrast. The man is a synagogue leader. He is recognized. He has a reputation. He is head of the synagogue. He has a recognition in the community. And by the way, before that happened, Jesus came from the other side of the city, the lake, and he cast demons from a guy. And all the demons went to peak. And then Jesus had a good reputation with the honor of the pigs. Imagine you that. And then all of a sudden he crossed the border because we was in trouble on the other side. And he come here. Imagine you. And this guy was a leader. And he came to Jesus. He doesn't care about his leadership, his status anymore. Because he doesn't know what to do. The woman is not known. The officer named Jairo, despite his resignation, despite his Jewish background, when he comes to Jesus, he did not care about his investiture and prostrated before his feet. When pain comes, it doesn't matter if you are the mayor of the city. It doesn't matter if you are rich. But you are open to come before the feet of Jesus. There is a place when everybody will meet is pain and suffering, right? He came. He doesn't matter about nothing. I'm Jewish. It doesn't matter. I need my little girl to get healed. He did not care about what the people will say. He did not mind losing his job. Do you mind losing your job for Christ? For surrender to Him in any given situation? Your job that sustain your family, to give you a status. You're working in the city's band and you have all the bonus at the end of the year, and then all of a sudden Christ tells you, I need your job. Oh my goodness. Or you are in a situation where you don't care about putting your job in risk for Jesus because you need a solution to that problem. He was like that. One of the painful things of our human nature is that we are required to go through extreme circumstances orchestrated by God to bend our proud ego and then to surrender before God. I'll repeat this. One of the painful things of our human nature is that we require to go through extreme circumstances orchestrated by God to bend our proud ego and then to surrender before God. The times where me and my wife we've been very, very, very connected is when we are going for tough times. We pray more than Daniel. 3 times, no, all the time. Perhaps if they have not faced that difficult moment in their lives, they would never humble themselves before Jesus. What if we humble ourselves before Jesus, before all that happened? What if we understand that the first option we have is God? If we're going to make some business or something, we first consult to Him. God, I need you to give me some ideas for this. He will tell you, you see that guy that you want to partner with him? No, that's the wrong guy. Because he do many things under the table and you're a Christian. Oh, okay, guy. But he has the money. No, the money that he has, I don't want the money that he has. I want that you keep yourself pure before me. How many situations will be, if you ask God for any single thing, He will gonna give you a solution. The first option have to be Him. And when you don't know what to do, at least you have a place to go with this Jesus. When you don't know what to do, at least you know where to go. It's Jesus. We are followers of Him. We have to surrender all our desires to Him, and He has to become the first option in any problem we have. When I don't know what to do, I go to Him. perhaps they not face that situation, they don't humble themselves and go to him. What caught my attention that any of them came demanding a miracle. At times when you don't know what to do, you became more humble. But when I know what to do, I come here, Lord, I need this, that, and blah, 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 and I am the guy, Lord. When I'm in trouble, I go, oh, Lord, I did. That I'm yours, and I'm open. But when I'm in trouble, I come to him, not demanding things, but open for him to work first in my life, and then in the circumstances that I'm facing, right? I've been there, man. I've been there in both situations. They both came before Jesus humbly, looking for mercy. Neither of them came with proud, demanding heart or questioning God. When I don't know what to do and I'm facing something very difficult, I start so many times questioning God. God, why you did this? Or why this problem? Or why I've been in church for 15 years and then all of a sudden I have this problem. Why God? That's not the right position, guys. As we can see, when we come before him, we have to be humble and not demanding or questioning the Lord. He is the Lord. Not only the Lord of your life, but the Lord of all the Lord that you can find in the world. Amen. And a humble heart will be very well received from him. What can we learn about these stories? I have 8 things that we can learn. When I don't know what to do, at least I know where to go. Jesus. It's the best place to be, guys. Despite your knowledge, despite your economic situation. If you're poor, if you're rich, it doesn't matter for him because he's okay anyway. 2, when you go before Jesus, you cannot come demanding a miracle with a proud and questioning spirit. You have to come humbly before him. Like Jairus came, and like this woman came before him, in absolute surrender. Absolute surrender. At times we come to him and we don't have absolute surrender. We come with still, even we are in a difficult situation, we come before him and we say, well, I'll serve you if you help me. If you don't help me, I'll stop this, I'll leave the ministry, whatever. That's not absolute surrender. It's like, okay, Lord, I need you. But despite the circumstances that I'm facing now, I know that you are the Lord. I know that you control everything. Know my will, yours. 3, when you are praying for something in particular, and you are desperate, and you see that God is in something else. Let me explain why I said that. Because Jesus was going to Jairus' house, but all of a sudden, this woman touched him, and he stopped. And he looked back, no, somebody touched me. And I imagine Jairus, oh, Master, my little daughter is dying, and then you stop. Everybody's here touching you. I need you to heal my daughter. And all of a sudden you stop talking with other people. And he said, okay, Jairus, I'm sorry. I know what you're thinking, but let me talk with this. There is need here as well. Imagine that problem. And when Jesus was talking with the bleeding woman, all of a sudden somebody came from Jairus' house and said, your little daughter died. He said, this guy talking, and oh, come on. I imagine him saying like, or Jesus talking with the woman with love. How are you? You're still bleeding. And he's saying, Master. You imagine that situation. At times, when we are asking something to him, and we don't receive an answer, despite the crowd is asking as well, he has an individual treatment with you. He's never late. He's never late. He will gonna care for you as well. Do not get angry. He knows what he's doing. He's never in a hurry. You can be in a hurry, but he's never in a hurry. He's never late. Also, the multitude and the earth are praying, and it seems that it is too much. He has every individual in mind. You are in his mind. 4, there is a waiting period in which God develops my faith. Brothers and sisters, if you are this morning waiting for something, I encourage you to develop and grow your faith before him. It's not only singing a song. You remember that song, water you taught in the wine. We know that song very well. But when you have a problem, you can wait because you know he converted water into wine, and you know that your water very soon will be wine. There's no one like my God. But you really believe that when you have a problem and you have to wait on him? He's never late. And when you don't know what to do, you go before him. Humble, and believe me, he's going to care for you. There is a waiting period in which God develops my faith. 5, when you tell God about some problem you have, when you tell God about some problem, he already knew it beforehand. He's not a God like if you've seen a picture or something, he knows better than you many times your problem. 6, when I am in difficult situation and despair, God has orchestrated to draw me near him. He knows that if he put you in a situation of privilege or everything is going well, he will say, okay, God, I don't need you anymore because I'm wise, I'm very handsome, I don't have a belly like the Pastor Alex, I look great. I don't need you, God, because I can do my own thing. When I bend my knees, it's because God says it's time for you to surrender to him. Is it time for you to surrender to him? Because we can be here on time for 50 years. We can be sharp, we can be very diligent in many things, but at times, what about our surrender heart that we have to have? If somebody push us in some areas, they're gonna see who we are. When all hopes are lost, do not worry. If there is Jesus, there is hope. I want the pastor just to pass it here and close it. We're going to play this song called Come Back. It's a call to you to come back to the quiet place of prayer. I know the daily grind is huge. At times we don't have time to talk with the Lord, with the Creator. While I sing that song, Jason will be talking with you.
As Alex is going to play in just a second, we're going to allow this to be our time of invitation. So for Brian and Miss Jackie, we're going to change it around a little bit this morning. Alex is going to sing and share, but as he begins to do so this morning, it may be that you are in a place where you don't know what to do. A lot of us find ourselves in that place, and as he shared this morning, Christ calls us to himself. In those moments, he's using the bad circumstances, the difficulties we're facing to draw us in. That's a common experience for all of us. So, it may be that today you are at that place. Alex is going to sing. As he does, you respond. And so I want to ask you to stand to your feet right now. And as Alex is playing and singing, you respond to this place of prayer. You come here, this altar if you need, but you respond to the Lord today, and whatever it is. I'll be standing here, and we'll worship together as we respond to the Lord. You move now.
Hear my voice. It's done with anymore. Come like before. If you want to be restored, come back to the place. Come back to the quiet place of prayer. Come back unto me, cast all your cares, and I will heal your broken heart.
thank you, Alex, so much for sharing this morning. And as the Lord's working in many lives today, I thank you for being open to what God wants to do. And he spoke of that, being surrendered, right? Surrendered to Christ. And sometimes it may take personal problems, tragedy to bring you to that place, but that is a good place to be, surrender to Him. And so it is my prayer that you will be and continue to live surrendered before Him as I'm striving desperately to do the same. Thank you again, Alex and Indira. And I didn't share this earlier, but it is so important for us as we support them and encourage them. Alex and Indira are both left behind very lucrative careers in the Dominican Republic. Financially, they were set many times over. They left all that because of the call of the gospel in Canada. And there's a place in the scriptures when Peter asks Jesus, we've left everything. What do we get? Right? And Jesus says, I tell you, whoever leaves houses or family or land, you'll have 100 times over in the kingdom. And so I really thank you, Alex and Indira, because you're an encouragement to us to remind us of what he all calls us to. It's not all called to move to Canada, okay? But we're called to do something. We're called to do more. I know that. And so whatever that is, you listen to God's voice, and let's continue to pray and support and be encouraged by them. We're going to partner together with them, and we'll get this shower right after that I hope you'll come to, and just meet them if you haven't met them yet, and we'll be blessed in being able to do that. I want to present somebody to you this morning.